Racist shit. Don't say racist shit.
All right, I think we're live, Johnny. Can you not do it?
Welcome, everyone.
Yay! Everyone sounds so excited.
It's
All
Tuesday.
right, so
It's Tuesday. We have one more day
Tuesday
until
night.
Thursday night, and everybody's disappointed after they lost Monday in fantasy football, especially
Yes. Johnny, let's start off today's stream talking about fantasy. So, Johnny, how do you
How
feel?
you feeling, man? How you feeling?
Sorry, I had to mute.
Oh.
That bad?
Oh, okay.
My mother came into my room, motherfuckers.
Sure.
Oh, that's your
Sure.
excuse. So for anyone watching, the reason we're saying this is Johnny finally lost to Tim. And we say finally because he went undefeated last season. And
I'm fucking good.
it pissed us off because he bought the team. Anyway,
He bought. Okay, but let's ignore. Let's
let's speed away from that.
We talked about this for an hour last night, completely off.
Yeah, we did actually. You got a point. Alright, so I guess today we're gonna do some tier maker lists, ranking all the teams after a very interesting week one. I mean, we saw the Ravens lose to the Raiders.
And OT.
Aaron Rodgers looked like complete garbage.
Like
Shut up. Ryan Fitzpatrick, couldn't get any more of his magic out and is now out for the season, more than likely. And there might be a new RB1 in San Francisco. We've discussed this a lot before the stream started. Elijah Mitchell. Johnny hates him because he's a Seahawks fan.
Yeah.
I think he has
Johnny
some serious
hates
upside.
everybody in the NFC West.
Yeah,
I do.
he genuinely does.
Say that louder for the people in the back.
Nah,
What if I don't
they
want
get.
to?
They get it. They get it. They can see it. They understand.
Yeah. Alright, so do you want to just jump right into the tier list? I mean, or do we want to talk about how each of our teams performed? Actually, let's go
Cowboys.
through tier list.
I'm gonna be honest. Go Cowboys.
You know what? Let's
we
go.
looked really good. I mean, I'm not even mad that we lost. We looked pretty good. I think that it's the beginning. It's the beginning of a good couple, 2-3 years for Dallas.
You're probably right. Let's go ahead and hop in to the tier list. I mean, we're gonna end up having to talk about our teams anyway. Why don't we do it as we're ranking? So we start off today with the Chicago Bears. Lost to the Rams on Sunday Night Football. I'm very confused as to what they're doing with Justin Fields. Like, it's almost like they're using him as a Taysom Hill right now just to keep Andy Dalton in.
I guess, but it's really weird how they're they almost used him like a gadget guy, but he's.
It seems like they did.
I don't doubt that he could be a gadget guy, but I don't know if you want to throw your quarterback out. I mean, I guess the whole object was to keep him away from Aaron Donald, and they succeeded in that. That was smart.
Only 2 plays in the game.
But on neither of those 2 plays did he get hit by Aaron Donald. So
he's alive. He made it out alive.
He did survive, yes. I'll be honest, I kind of want to throw him in decent. They didn't really look bad per se. But I mean,
if they change and start Fields, they'll be decent. They'll be below average if they keep in Andy Dalton.
Yeah, they're in that weird zone
as a disgruntled Cowboys fan, Andy Dalton is washed. He's awful. He's not good at football. He can't move. He struggles to throw the ball. He's like a slim Ben Roethlisberger.
No. Trace McSorley or Ben DiNucci.
Trace McSorley.
Don't make fun of Trace McSorley, okay? Don't make fun of Trace McSorley. Make fun of Ben DiNucci all you want, but don't make fun of Trace McSorley.
So, I mean, I guess it's the eternal debate. Decent or looks bad? Which one?
Looks bad. They need better. They need a better everything from the supporting, like the supporting cast.
I don't think their defense looked nearly as good as it should have last night.
That's
Their
very
defense
fair.
has kind of been their staple.
Yeah,
their defense has
fair.
been their staple for a couple years now, and it just didn't look up to par as how it should be.
Yeah,
I think that they're in trouble. I think Justin Fields can lead them to the promised land in the next 4 years, but I don't think that it's this season. After week 1, I'm pretty sure Justin Fields is just going to go out there, run a little gadget play, get hurt, get a concussion, and then not play for the rest of the year, and they start Andy Dalton. But that may not be a bad thing, because if you go in the draft and get somebody to fortify that defense, and hopefully Khalil Mack.
Hey, what do you think? Do you think we'll get to see Nick Foles in the mix anytime this year?
If Nick Foles
Not for
ends
the
up
Bears.
playing for the Bears, like an actual live game, something has to have gone horribly wrong in Chicago. I will say.
I mean,
that.
I think that Foles is a better quarterback than Andy Dalton, but obviously Matt Nagy thinks different. Really, I'm just some dude on the internet making calls. He's an NFL head coach.
We're the undrafted experts.
I'm pretty sure that I know more than him on this one. Now he knows a lot more about other things in football than I do, but I'm pretty sure that Nick Foles is a better quarterback than Andy Dalton. But they made a commitment to Andy Dalton, and they're kind of holding it. I gotta respect that. They made a commitment. They said, Andy Dalton, if you come here, you're going to be our starting quarterback.
And they did it.
They did that.
I respect that. It's fair.
Even drafting Justin Fields. I mean, I don't think that it was a bad move, but I think that Justin Fields should be the starter. A guy like Andy Dalton would be bad to learn from. Like for example, you had Dak Prescott learning under Kellen Moore in Dallas in 2016. Kellen Moore is a pretty good offensive mind, but God, he sucks at quarterback.
He got a point.
Kellen Moore has a great offensive mind, but he just sucks at quarterback. He's not good at it.
That's fair. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and jump to the Rams. Since I'm going to change the order.
Super Bowl contenders. Matthew Stafford's going to win the Super Bowl MVP.
I'll be honest.
And I'm going to smile.
They're in playoff contention.
It's either playoff or Super Bowl.
No, they're Super Bowl contenders. They have the best defense in the NFL. They have a top 10 offense and the best defense in the NFL. They're Super Bowl contenders. Matthew Stafford's going to prove everyone wrong. It's the Stafford Revenge Tour, and I'm love seeing every second of it. And I'm gonna buy a Stafford jersey to watch the Super Bowl in. Okay.
Not when they lost all the defensive pieces. I don't think that they're anywhere near Super Bowl contention. Listen, okay.
Here, I'm gonna drop them in the playoff for now. I might move them.
Matthew Stafford's been to the playoffs many times before. Or not many.
Matthew Stafford has been to the playoffs 3 times before.
And he's lost every single time. And he's never going to make it.
They made the playoffs by sheer luck. I watched on Sunday night. I watched Matthew Stafford for what I'm pretty sure is the first time ever run the put-away drive instead of the comeback drive.
Yeah, that's very fair.
So he's very motivated.
I think I'm gonna throw him in playoff for now. There's definitely a case to.
I think the Super Bowl contenders. I think that they're in it. I think that they're better than the Packers. I think that they're better than the Cowboys.
Look,
I think that they have the roster to beat the Bucs. I don't think it's a reach.
I'm not saying that there's not a case to be made to put them into Super Bowl contendership. But I kind of want to see a bit more before I confidently say Super Bowl.
Nope. I'm a Matthew Stafford fan. I felt bad for
I
him
know
for
you
years,
are.
and I watched him launch. I watched him launch a touchdown. I mean, it shouldn't have been a 70-yard touchdown, but it should have been a long pass. I watched it. I said Matthew Stafford is here. I'm so happy.
Yeah.
Super Bowl Stafford.
So Tim
I'm
has
not-
confirmed Super Bowl for them. We
Yeah,
can claim that
Rams are good.
if they go to the Super Bowl, we have the clip for Tim.
Yep.
Yeah, Rams are good.
All right, so I'm gonna
doing
switch.
pretty good on predictions lately.
Yeah, fair.
Oh,
All right,
God.
I'm gonna jump back to last Thursday because I'm gonna start going in actual order of how the games went. So let's go ahead and let's mention Tim's favorite team, the Cowboys.
The Dallas Cowboys.
Playoff team.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I can agree with that.
I think I think they're the best team in the NFC East. I don't think that they're going to have any contention. I don't think that Philadelphia is good enough to.
No, I
beat them
don't
out.
think
I
Philadelphia
don't think
has
that,
the
I think
roster
that the, I
to
think
do
that
it.
the football team. I think the football team is probably one of the most overrated teams in football. Not that their
No,
roster
we're talking
isn't
about
built
the
well,
Giants.
but they don't have a solid enough quarterback to run the ball. And I understand you could make a case that Taylor Heineke's.
I think
Okay,
Taylor
but I don't think that
Heineke's
he's
decent
nearly-
enough. I think he's more of a game manager.
He's not going to be the answer to step in right now and win them games. In the next couple years, he could form to be a good quarterback. He could be a fantastic game manager, but I don't think it's this year. I think the Cowboys have the NFC East on pretty much a lot.
Wow.
I don't like the problem with the NFC East, and we've seen it before. It can be either a lock for one team, or all four teams are in contention. There is,
Yeah,
it's been.
I don't think
it's
that we're going to
been
see
so
that this
well
year.
documented that it's like
I
it's
think
never
that-
a two-team race.
I think that Philly and Dallas are going to be the top two teams in the NFC East. I think the football team
I
is
agree.
nowhere near as good as people say they are.
Hey,
I don't-
that
They have a
defense
good-
is fire.
Huh?
That defense is fire. Don't
The
get
That
it.
defense
the
is
defense
okay.
is
That
great.
defense,
All right.
defense got outplayed by the Chargers offense. by
See,
far.
listen. See, football team, their defense is great. Don't get me wrong. The problem is, without a true starting quarterback,
They're the
it's
great
going
value
to be
Rams.
yeah, it's going to be
They're
a
the great
very
they're
steep
the
hill to
great
climb for
value
them.
version of the
Like-
Rams.
like here,
They're
let's put it-
they're good.
Here, a good example. Let's look at the Steelers from 2019 when Ben went down. Our defense was like top 3 in the league, but we couldn't do any better than 8-8. The football team, they don't have the same offensive pieces as the Steelers did in 2019.
No, I don't
Plus,
think.
it's the NFC
Scary Terry
East,
is not bad.
which is-
Antonio Gibson isn't bad, but they don't have a fantastic offensive. They don't have a great offensive line. They don't have
No.
a fantastic wide receiver too. Curtis Samuel's a speed guy, but
Curtis
I don't think
Samuel's
that
gonna
he
have
complements Scary Terry. I don't think that he complements Scary Terry well enough. They don't.
No,
They don't
they need
have
a
slot
physical-
guy.
they need a real
They don't have a slot
physical guy.
Yeah.
And of course, I mean, I
They don't
get
have
Logan
a slot
Thomas, but Logan Thomas, I don't think he makes as big of a jump as most think. I do like him on the football team, but the thing is, it's the same deal as before. Taylor Heinicke is the quarterback now. We have no idea what that offense is going to look like. It's either going to be yeah, we're going to have to see a couple more weeks before we really know what that offense looks like.
And with that, we're gonna put the football team into looks bad.
I was going to say decent or looks bad, but I'll go with looks bad because it is looking pretty bad.
Yeah, it's not gonna be what what they want it to pan out to be.
Yeah. Well, since we jumped ahead, I'll come back to the Buccaneers. I don't think we have to talk.
Yeah, no, they're
I mean, it's
they're
until
Super
they
Bowl contender.
until they prove us otherwise. Until they prove us otherwise, that roster, it's just stacked. You're gonna have to see a major downfall from Brady. You got to see at least a couple key injuries for the Buccaneers to not be Super Bowl contenders.
I agree. But here's the thing.
Go ahead.
Tell me. Okay. Do you think any other team would have won that game if they also threw away the ball? They turned the ball over 4 times. Tell me the
No.
name of another team you think could do that.
No, there
This
isn't.
team is so well built. There's so much depth on that team.
There's only
Anybody
one team
goes
that can.
down.
There's only one team that can beat them. The Rams.
He actually has a point. I will give him that. That's the thing. But here's the thing: the reason I'm not throwing them in Super Bowl, I still think the Bucks take the NFC. As of right now, I think the Bucks are taking the NFC. It's an easy
Bucks
call, I know.
Bucks are overrated. Go Rams.
God damn it, Tim.
I'm just kidding. Bucks are properly rated.
Yeah,
they're probably the second.
Good.
They're the second best team in the NFL in my book. You could make a case for them being the first.
Yeah. All right, on to the first game that happens to be on the Sunday afternoon slot. I'm gonna do something without having to say anything. All right, on to the Texans. No.
I think they deserve their own tier. Like we lost to the Texans. We need to just be put in the corner. We just need to be put in the corner. Lost one more. Lost to the Texans.
Oh no! Hold on. What was this one?
For when Tyler sees this bag, I told him that the Jaguars are in a league all by themselves.
The Jags.
I'm going to change the text color. Hang on. Actually, no. Hang on. Let's go with the pink. Let's make it really clear.
Lost to Texans.
Lol.
There we go.
Yeah,
now I feel like this tier list is fitting.
Oh, there's Tyler. I just assumed that it was Tyler. Okay.
We were talking trash about the Jaguars, so it's a good assumption.
He joined in just to defend them. Hey, we weren't that bad.
Welcome to Stream Dash. Nice to see you.
Hey, we weren't that bad. Okay, and then with that, I'm gonna put the Texans in trash.
Texans are still bad.
Texans are still bad. I don't care that they beat the Jaguars. They're still not good.
And I mean, if we want to actually elaborate, like, other than the fact they lost to the Texans, I mean, Trevor Lawrence, I will give it this. Mm-hmm. He did a lot better than the stat line might say. He made a couple pretty big mistakes.
Trevor Lawrence
but
isn't a
I
bust,
still have faith.
But the offensive line is going to make him a bust.
Yeah, the offensive line is going to make him look like Sam Darnold on the Jets.
That's why these number one overall picks don't turn out often. Yeah. Because they're just thrown into these situations that you can't expect quarterbacks to handle.
Yeah,
you can't expect to just throw in a good. There's only one quarterback that's been consistently okay on a bad team. He plays for the Rams now, but he played for the Lions for a long time. Go Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the Jaguars. They're in for a very long season, a very agonizing season. If they don't draft like an Evan Neal or one of the top offensive linemen that is not named Evan Neal, then what the fuck are they doing?
That's a good
honestly. Alright, next up is the Los Angeles Chargers playoff team.
Chargers playoff team. I could see
Herbert.
I could see them being decent. I'm a big fan of Herbert.
I want Herbert to do so well.
Some depth questions have been brought up. I think those are valid questions. I don't think they have a wide receiver 4 that they can just throw in if, say, Keenan Allen or Mike Williams gets hurt. I think that Derwin James could get hurt, but I hate bringing up an injury just saying that they're going to do bad. But I don't think that they have a lot of depth. But if they can stay super healthy, I think they're a playoff team. I love Herbert. I think
Yeah.
Austin Eckler's on a revenge tour, and he's just settling into the offense with Herbert because Herbert didn't have him last year.
And they have the pieces. They did sign. They did have some major upgrades on the whole line.
And Rashawn
Portland.
Slater absolutely owned Chase Young so
Yeah.
badly
he
that they
did.
moved Chase Young to the other side.
They did.
And that was so funny.
They're definitely a team on the rise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the Chargers are a very, very good like dark horse contender to take the AFC over the Chiefs.
I don't think they take the AFC. I don't think they're near.
I'm not saying they do. I'm just saying
I think they're good. I think they're good enough to lose to the Browns. I think they're good enough to lose to the Browns or the Chiefs in the divisional round.
I agree.
I can see that. Yeah, that's fair. All right, next up is going to be my Pittsburgh Steelers.
Fraud.
Playoff team.
It's
I think they're
for me.
playoff team.
For me, it's either playoff or decent. To be
I
fair,
think they're decent, and it's not just the shit on Zag.
it's not.
It's just,
I agree. I mean, the problem I have with the Steelers right now, it's just I want to see more.
I understand
I need
that,
to see
but
more before I make a call.
I think that you had Baltimore holding that wild card spot, and I just don't think that Baltimore is going to stay healthy enough to hold that spot. I think that they're going to be a playoff team. You could put them in decent.
I think
but
they're.
I think that they're
I think
gonna
they're
be a
like.
playoff team.
I think they're the number 7 in the playoff bracket.
Yeah,
I think that's where they end up.
I think that they're the last team. I think their defense is too good. Big Ben
Yeah.
is super experienced. I mean,
His
people
body is
shit on
durable
him,
enough.
but he can game manage.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those things like the defense is gonna get us like 7 wins, whether we want to win or not. The defense is gonna do it.
Yeah.
So
No,
it's
gonna be
just a matter of if the offense can contribute to like 3 more
probably
wins.
go 10-7, 11-6, somewhere
I'm
in that
thinking
range.
I'm thinking a 10-7. That's kind of what I'm feeling right now.
And you just barely hit that last spot over the Ravens.
Yeah. Because
Okay,
the Ravens scare me a lot, honestly.
Let's go to the Bills. I think
Yeah.
they're the best team in the AFC West. I think that they win the AFC. I'm sorry, East. My bad.
I was about to say the West. Hang on.
I think they win the AFC West or East.
Yeah,
sorry.
they're still a playoff team.
East. They're a playoff team.
It's
Just
because they had a bad game doesn't mean shit.
Josh Allen is good. The roster is good. They're not bad. They're good. They're a good team.
Yeah, I think they still make it. I mean, yes, they lost to the Steelers, but once again, the Steelers' defense, the past 3 to 4 seasons, has been considered top 5 across the board. You can't be too upset that the Bills lost a close game.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like the Bills' offense sold. It was the Steelers' defense won the game.
Yeah. No,
Alright.
the Bills didn't play bad. The Steelers didn't play bad. I think we could see that matchup again in the very beginning of the playoffs.
I think that's your 2-7 more than likely.
It could
And
be.
that's where I think
No,
the Bills get a revenge. If it's the 2-7, I think that's where Bills get revenge. All right, next up, Johnny's time to talk. Seahawks.
Oh my lordy lord. Where can I begin? I do think we're a playoff team.
I agree.
I think they're
not-
decent.
I think they're playoffs.
Not good enough.
I think that they're the third best team in the NFC West right now.
I think 3 teams from the NFC West make the playoffs. If I'm being honest.
I mean, you're probably right. You could pick any 3 of the teams and probably be right.
You know, the only reason why I see it as a playoff team because we have Russell Wilson. As long as Russell Wilson is there, that team, that's all it's ever gonna be, a playoff team. Right?
I mean,
Yeah,
We
I
have
think
the
that you're.
pieces in place. It's just a matter of execution and whether or not Pete Carroll wants to make the right play calls, make the right decisions, and most of all,
1 yard line.
I want to see us trade for some talent at the defensive back position, like a really solid corner, because I feel that we're just a couple of pieces in that secondary away from just popping off because honestly, our corners are they're not it. They're not
You
up
know,
there with
Yeah.
Stephon Gilmore's, with the Byron Murphy, with the Jamal Dean. Denzel Ward.
Jamal
Fucking
Dean got exposed in week 1.
hey, but he's still
Unrelated,
pretty
but
good. Like
he's
he's
still
not
a
like
solid
Marcus Peters,
corner.
Marlon Humphrey, Marshawn Lattimore. Like you know, the real high end corners,
Hmm.
and I'd like to see them. Maybe even we have just over $14 million in cap. I think we can make a trade for someone like Stephon Gilmore.
I can see
Uh,
Stephon Gilmore getting traded this year. I think it's
he is
very
on IR.
feasible.
He's on IR, so we would have to wait till about week 6.
Isn't
I
it
was
week
gonna,
5?
I was gonna have them in decent because I think they fight for that number 7 spot with the 49ers.
No, dude,
I
they're
mean-
way better. They blow the 49ers out of the water.
We'll see
I don't
about
know.
that.
I mean,
49ers are nowhere near as talented as the Seahawks are.
the problem with the NFC West for me, one of these teams has to miss the playoffs.
And it's gonna be the 49ers and the Rams.
It's gonna be the 49ers and the Seahawks. The Rams.
It's gonna be the
Rams are
49ers and the
so
Rams.
much
the
better
Card-
than-
the Cardinals
Rams are
look
so much
really
better than
good.
the
The
Seahawks.
Rams are frauds, okay? If Aaron Donald goes down or fucking Jalen Ramsey goes down, they're done. They're finished. Matt
Call
Stafford,
it what
they're
you
gonna go
want.
back.
Essentially, what you're saying is they have the best 2 defensive players in the NFL, and if one of them gets hurt, they're not gonna do as well.
Yeah.
That's common sense.
You made my point. Thank you.
All right.
They're not.
Anyway,
Good.
so I'm leaving them in playoff because if we're gonna give the Steelers playoff for being like that borderline 7, the Seahawks should get it if they were to be considered a 7. Colts, decent.
Decent.
Yeah.
I didn't
think
really
they're
like
middle-
what I
think
saw
they're
of
middle of
them.
the. I think that their running game is too talented. Their running back room is too talented to not be an average team. I hate Carson Wentz. I'm very upfront about the fact that I don't like Carson Wentz.
Oh yeah,
I love
I
Carson.
don't think that
I'm not a
he's
fan.
a good. I don't think that he's an NFL. I don't think that he's a good NFL quarterback. I think that they should just scrap it and try to come up with something with Sam Ellinger. But I think that you're getting
Sam
about the
Ellinger
same
did
that
look
you would
pretty
get
damn
from.
good.
I'm not saying that he looked good enough to be a starter, but I mean he certainly can't do much worse than Carson Wentz. I'm a big Carson Wentz hater. I'm not gonna lie. I'm
We
very.
know.
I'm pretty sure that I already said that, but I just wanted to make sure that was 100% clear.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with me is like Jonathan Taylor, Naheem Hines, they're going to get you a couple games won just because the O line's good and they're talented running backs to begin with. The
Yeah,
only
I just
problem,
think that.
and of course, we cannot forget, there's also Darius Leonard. He's gonna win you a couple
I think that they're
games.
too good. I think that they're too good to not be these two. I think that they're too good to be a bottom tier team, but their
Fair enough.
quarterback room, but their quarterback is just
It
holding them
needs some help, yeah.
back by a lot.
If they end up with a top 10 pick, like later, like anywhere from like 7 to 10, they might need to consider either trading up or just in general looking at quarterback at that spot.
Yeah,
They gotta make a move to truly get a starting
Yeah,
NFL
they need-
quarterback.
Yeah. I don't think Carson Wentz is that guy.
No,
Okay.
he's not that guy.
And the Colts played the Titans.
I believe so.
I think the Titans are in the same. No, not they didn't play Titans. They played the Seahawks. My bad.
Oh no, they played the
You know what, let's
Seahawks.
just go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, actually, we're gonna
Let's just
keep
go.
going
Let's
down
just
the
go
line.
through the Titans then. Let's just get to
I
the
mean, if
Titans.
we want to do the Titans, we can just knock them out the way.
Okay, I think they're overrated as
I'm
balls.
saying decent.
They're overrated as balls. Yes,
Me
they
too.
have the best running back in the NFL, and yes, they
I
have
think
a
that
top
I
5
think
arc.
that yeah, I don't think that wins them enough games. I think that they're too talented.
they-
I think that they're too talented to not be a decent team. Same with the Colts. Same situation as the Colts. Or
The only
Yeah.
thing
same
that's gonna
situation
kill
with the
them,
Colts.
the only reason that I don't see them as a playoff team is that defense. That defense and O line is
Yeah.
horrendous. Outside
Looks.
of Taylor Lewan, they don't have anybody else of significance on that O line. And on defense,
Yeah.
they made the addition of Bud Dupree.
Yeah,
But Bud
they
Dupree-
signed Bud Dupree and then didn't use him how the Steelers did. which is
Yeah,
a critical
without-
error with how Bud Dupree plays. He
And
looked-
without TJ Watt, he is nothing.
I wouldn't say he's nothing, but he needs a complementary star alongside him. He can't. He's not a single. He's not a one-man wrecking crew. We saw that the first couple
He's
of
a
years.
juju.
Yeah, in a way, yeah, he is. He needs a complementary star.
Corvette.
Stop that. Who did the
What?
Titans play? Let me. Oh yeah, that's right. They played the Cardinals.
The
I'm
Cardinals.
putting them in playoff. Even if we have to throw
I
all
think the
four
Cardinals are a
NFC
Super.
teams.
I think the Cardinals are a Super Bowl contender.
No, they're not.
I'm
No,
actually,
they're not.
I'm actually very tempted
I
to
think
say that.
I think they're a dark horse Super Bowl contender.
I'm gonna throw them in playoff for now, but it's the same deal as before. I think they're close.
I think that them and the Rams could easily take the NFC just as easily as the Bucs.
We'll see in January.
See,
When
Johnny.
Seattle
I know you're biased, Johnny, but I mean, Chandler Jones put 5 sacks and 2 forced fumbles in the first game of the year, and you've still got J.J. Watt and Isaiah Simmons and Buda Baker and Byron
Their
Murphy.
roster
They've got
is
some
incredibly
serious
talented.
talent. If they gel,
Kyler
they could
Murray is
easily go
incredibly
to the Super Bowl.
talented. It's
Murray is a fraud.
We'll see.
That team, I'm telling you, bro.
well, someone from a rival team. I don't think they're very good.
No, he is overly rated, bro.
And plus, I
Like,
mean, you
think
cannot
about it.
forget DeAndre Hopkins is there.
Overrated.
You just can't forget.
Devontae
No.
Adams.
Did you just say that? Look, you can.
All right, that's a hot
won't-
take.
I
I'm
won't
saving
I
that.
won't disagree with that because I don't disagree with that. I think you can make the case that Devontae Adams is better, but I think DeAndre Hopkins is on a tour to show everybody why he thinks that he's the best
This is how-
receiver in the NFL.
This is how the list goes. It's Devontae Adams, Stephon Diggs, and then you got Amari Cooper, Keenan Allen.
I don't know if you throw Amari
Julio.
Cooper and
No,
Keenan
no,
Allen
no,
over
no.
DeAndre.
You are way underrated. DeAndre
That's
Hopkins.
underrated for DeAndre. He's still top 3,
Tyreek
top
Hill,
5.
way better.
DeAndre Hopkins is a top 3 wide receiver. Yeah, I think he's number 2.
Like I do
that
think
Adams is
DeAndre
better,
Hopkins
but I
is pretty
think he's
good.
number
Devontae-
2. I
it's
think your
Devontae,
bias is.
Tyreek.
I think your bias is just.
Yeah, there's
is
a
just
lot of bias coming out.
Major.
I've had the same feeling for him when he was on Houston, bro.
I don't know. I mean, I think overall the Cardinals are a playoff contender without a doubt. I
think
still
they're
have
a Super Bowl contender.
I still
I
believe
think
that
Kyler
all
Murray.
4
I
NFC
think
West
Kyler
teams
Murray can
have a
win
shot.
MVP.
It's similar to the past 2 or 3 seasons with the NFC West. Pretty much any of the NFC West teams can win it, and we wouldn't complain. Well, of course,
The-
Johnny will because Seahawks.
The Cardinals are gonna crash and burn. Watch.
But, all right,
remember
we'll
today-
save
The,
it.
the
We'll
only
save it.
reason that the
Number
Cardinals
14?
crashed. The only reason that the Cardinals crashed and burned last year was because Kyler Murray got hurt.
Yeah, I will say
The
it. If
Seahawks
Kyler Murray
crashed
gets
and burned
injured,
because Russell Wilson can't finish.
Okay, bro.
yeah.
I said it. That's right. Somebody had to say it.
It's coming from a Dak
Somebody
Prescott
had to
fan.
bring it up. Huh?
It's coming from a Dak Prescott fan.
Look, okay. Look, I'm very open with the fact that the Cowboys are not good at football, okay? We don't make good decisions.
You ain't gonna tell me
we
twice.
sign ex-cons.
Often.
I'm very open with these facts.
Alright, well, I'm gonna move to the New York Jets. Looks bad.
yeah.
It's not even looks bad. No, they're bad. They're bad. They just lost Mekhi Becton. That's their
There's
best
too
offensive
many
lineman.
injuries.
Zach Wilson, he could be good, but he's not in a situation to succeed right now.
He's gonna get murdered.
The thing for me, I don't want to throw them in trash just yet because I want to actually see how big of an impact this is going to make. I know how big of an impact it should be.
They just lost to Carolina, and Carolina's a bottom tier team as well.
You do have Christian McCaffrey on that said bottom tier team.
I understand.
And the Jets would be facing against Brian Burns, J.C. Horn, just to name a few.
I'm not saying that they're not talented, but they struggle to put things together. I don't think that they're as good as they were. I think that the Panthers are kind of living off old hype still from Cam Newton.
I mean, do we want to
I understand that it's been a while, but you just keep thinking about Cam Newton. That's who you think about every time you think about the Panthers. You don't think about anybody that's there now, other than maybe Christian McCaffrey.
Do we move them to trash? I mean,
they're not.
They're an embarrassment.
They're not good.
But Robert Saleh has them on the right track to be good in the next.
They're trending.
I don't doubt that they're not. I think that they're built, but I don't think that they're.
Yeah, I think it becomes an issue where they
to be good.
Yeah, they still have a lot left to do before they could be considered decent or even just looking
because
bad.
there's a lot of incompetency issues there.
Yeah, the Jets haven't been considered a top tier team since like 2010.
That's the year they made the AFC Championship, didn't they?
Yeah, that was with Mark Sanchez, the butt fumble. If that's your team's like highlight from the last decade, that's a problem. That's a major problem.
Okay,
so speaking of
let's
Panthers,
keep going. We understand the Jets.
Yeah, Pennington. That's all they gotta say.
So
it's not looking good for the Panthers.
I think they could be
They've
decent.
made some good moves, but they're not in a position to win a bunch of football games.
Yeah, I mean, I do believe Sam Darnold's gonna have a lot better of a season than a lot think.
At the end of the day, he's still Sam Darnold. He's not a fantastic quarterback.
I mean, that's the
we
thing.
Talked
though,
about
Tim.
we talked about this last night
off air
thing. I said he's gonna be a fantastic bridge quarterback.
Yeah,
he's gonna bridge them into the next couple of years.
That's very
He's gonna
possible.
be that guy for the next 3 or 4 years while they try to find their new quarterback and keep having slightly below average seasons.
Yeah, I mean that is fair.
You never know; he could pop off like Jared Goff did that 1 year.
Yeah, that 1 year.
I'm not saying that he couldn't. I just don't think that they're.
I don't know. I think that the Panthers could easily become a decent team, but the playoffs they're not in sight for this team. I think that's too far to reach, especially with how good the NFC is this year. That's a far reach. All right,
there's
on
two
to
teams
the
in
next.
their division that's better than them.
Yeah.
49ers now. 49ers.
No, we're not doing them yet. They're the next matchup.
49ers.
So let's go
to
the
fucking
Minnesota.
hard.
They're the next
Minnesota
up after
Vikings?
this matchup. Yes, Vikings.
Did you say Minnesota Vikings? Minnesota Vikings look bad.
I'll be honest, I do agree.
They had a good roster. Something just wasn't put together right. I don't know what it was, but something just was not right with the Minnesota Vikings.
It's Kirk Cousins. He's a fucking poison.
Kirk Cousins did not play a great game. He looked good statistically, but he did not have a good game.
No. And I wanted to believe in Kirk Cousins for a while. So like, you know what? Maybe he will do well. Maybe he'll prove everyone wrong. And then I've watched him for the last couple years. Constantly just disappointing on multiple fronts in Minnesota.
Dog ass.
I seriously think this is the time for Minnesota. They either decide, do you stick with mediocrity, or do you look to draft your next quarterback within either this year or the next year? I could honestly see it. Cam Newton. I could see them having him as a backup plan.
That wouldn't be a bad pickup.
They do have Kellen Mond though, which they took in the third.
Yeah, I was about to say, it depends on how committed they are to Kellen Mond.
They might give him a shot, let him see what he
did.
did.
You want to throw him into the fire right away?
I'm not saying bench Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is not
just
as
saying
bad
if they don't re-sign
as
him.
everybody says.
If they
Kirk
don't,
Cousins is not an awful quarterback, but he's He's not gonna carry. He's not gonna elevate the team, and they're
No.
gonna make them
He
win
doesn't-
games.
He's not improving a team, but he's also not hurting a team, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like he's kind of just there. And most like playoff and Super Bowl teams, the quarterback elevates the team by at least a couple wins. And that's just that Kirk Cousins has not done that, and has proven time and time again that he just has not been able to do it.
He's not that
So-
guy, pal. He's not that guy.
He isn't as of right now. And that's not to say he can't go to like a Texans next year if they were to sign him instead of drafting a quarterback, just in case they possibly hope Deshaun Watson was to ever come back.
He's not coming back. Man, I'm not even gonna talk about.
We don't have to go into
Let's
discussion.
let's not get into that.
We don't have to go any further, but I'm just saying. I can
I
still
don't feel
see
like
Kirk
doing
Cousins being around the league. It's just the Vikings is not his long-term home, and I think we can all agree.
Kirk
I don't
Cousins
think
is
it
a
anymore.
slightly better Ben Roethlisberger.
He's like
I don't know
would rate him
about
at,
slightly
like,
better, but
I
they're
would
about
rate
the
him at
same.
number 5. I would rate him at number 15. Probably just the most average quarterback you'll ever lay your eyes on.
yeah, he just is there.
Yeah.
All right, Bengals. I
What
kind of
the
want to.
fuck? Where-
I kind of want to throw him in decent or looks bad. It's one of the two.
I don't
for me.
think I don't think that they look. I don't think that they've proven they're good enough to.
Yeah, it was a
move
fluke.
up.
They won against the Vikings, a team who's
Yeah,
also in
and-
disarray.
I mean, the thing that makes me want to put the Bengals higher is the Bengals were up 24-14 over the Vikings, and it looked pretty convincing till Dalvin Cook decided no.
I'm not going on without a fight.
So I mean,
Yeah, it was.
I I think they are a team that pretty much sits here, directly in the middle. But I think if next week they look better,
They still got a rough to prove. Yeah.
if next week they can, I don't even know who they face. Let me look it up real quick. No, not highlights phone. Let me look who they face. Because if they play a competent team, then they play the Bears.
I think they can beat the
If
Bears,
they
but
were
I
to-
don't think-
If they were to beat the Bears convincingly, like by more
Yeah.
than I'd say 10,
What's the spread? What's the
Then-
spread on that? Does it tell you?
let me check. No, so I'm just looking on the app. I'm not
Let me see if I
looking.
can get that for you.
Yeah, try to find a
Okay.
spread because I'm not
I
looking
would
it up.
really appreciate that because if the Vikings are not the Vikings, if the Bears are favorites, I might.
It's
I'll
Chicago
follow my
-3.
advice.
It
Chicago
is
minus
Chicago.
Oh, bet. Oh,
All right,
bet. I
looks
might bet on
like
that.
Tim might
Okay,
have.
but
Tim might have some.
don't take my advice. That's not
Yeah,
my
Tim.
advice.
Tim might
you
do
have
some
problems.
betting here.
Seek out
Yeah.
your own.
Gambling addiction is a thing, you know.
Yeah, they every time you log into FanDuel, there's
A warning.
the notification with the number. Call them if you have gambling addiction. Okay, it's not good.
It's all funny games until Tim starts asking for money to repay the mafia.
Yeah. Guys, I bet my entire life savings on this game, and they lost by 1. I need some help. Nah. All right. So
I put my house on Cowboys -7, and
let's just say I'm homeless. All right.
God damn.
All right, Johnny. Let's just get let's get the rant going. Come on. I
49ers are a
know
decent
you
team.
have it. I do agree.
They're the
decent.
worst team in the NFC West.
That's
I
still
will
better
agree with
than
that.
Every other team in
You know,
that's
that's
still
the thing.
better
Johnny,
than-
I will
than
agree with
top
you.
half of teams.
They have the least amount of talent, and they have the injury bug every fucking year.
I mean, it's already started. Raheem Mostert again.
Injuries are a lame excuse.
Oh my
I
goodness.
understand I used it for the Chargers, but injuries
And
are
then,
a lame
okay.
excuse.
Jimmy Garoppolo is one of the worst starting quarterbacks. He is a fraud. His IQ might be there. That year when they went to the Super Bowl was a fluke.
He does what they need him to do.
Yeah, he's similar, in my opinion. He's similar to a Kirk Cousins,
He's
but a
similar
bit
to
better.
Kirk Cousins.
He's like Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's his ass.
No.
Oh,
Jimmy
my
G is not awful. He's not great.
Yeah, we're not calling him like Jesus
Daniel
himself.
Jones is better
but
than him.
That can be debated.
Okay, let's not go. Let's not
that
get
can be
crazy
debated.
now.
I mean, Daniel Jones is pretty rough. But yeah, I mean,
they're not.
I think the 49ers, they could easily. I would have said 8-8 in previous years, but I think this is a 9-8, 8-9 team. Not.
This
It's about as
team-
mediocre as it gets,
This team has a very high ceiling
and a
but they're
very
gonna
low
finish below
floor.
par. Here's the thing: some way, somehow, that team's gonna find a way to implode on itself, and it's gonna begin with the staff, okay? And then it's gonna go to the quarterback room, and there's gonna be more injuries. So we'll
This
see.
really sounds like the guy who really hates the 49ers.
It sounds this
Almost.
this really does sound like a true Seahawks fan talking right here.
Oh, honey. Oh,
So
my God.
so anyway, we're gonna get him off of the 49ers topic because I mean he'll go on for months about that, and he will because we'll probably do this more than likely at least a couple times during the season.
I
Lions.
voted it's a 4-week check-in.
I almost say less than that, but we will
Four.
see how everything rolls out. I almost feel like we could do this every couple weeks, just whenever, like 3 weeks maybe.
I mean, it's whatever. We'll figure that out later.
And we can always, like, with just us, like, talking off air, we can just do that some weeks. I don't have a problem with it.
We'll figure it out later.
Well, yeah,
Zach,
we'll
why
do
can't I
that
subscribe to
later.
your channel?
What?
That's a
Why-
good question. Where could I do that?
Oh,
Where can I?
let's go ahead and let's clear out some of these random tabs.
Oh
look at-
no!
So you go to youtube.com and usually you can just look up Diamond Pro Gaming. And oh, would you look at that top of the list here? And then usually there's a red subscribe button over here. When you click that and it says
Mine is
subscribe.
gray. Should I blast it again?
No, you do not have to do that. Please do not do that. And then you should be able to hit that bell over there. Hit all notifications. And
Why
if
can't
you
I join?
if you would love to, click this blue join button. There's 3 tiers of membership you could join. Get this really great emoji we made of Johnny being Johnny, as well as access to
Okay.
members only live chat whenever I don't feel like talking to everyone else. Because
Okay, and
hierarchy.
one shameless plug later. Let's get back to
All right, and back to the tier list.
Raid Shadow Legends.
All right, so where were we?
Hey,
Lions.
hey, we're not sponsored. Shut up. If we were sponsored.
If we
that'd be
were,
different.
I would have a lot more money in my pocket.
All right.
All right, Lions. They're either looks bad or trash. I feel better about the Lions.
Hot take. Lions are decent.
Okay.
I
can see that. I can
actually
see why you
honestly
say
kind
that.
of agree
Lions are
with that.
decent. I think that Dan Campbell is they either said that they're going to be the 0-16 team or they're going to go undefeated. I think that they go closer to undefeated than they do 0-16. I think that they're going to have a winning record. I think that Dan Campbell's put the franchise in a great direction. I really liked what I saw Sunday. I think that they've committed. They said we don't have a fantastic wide receiver group, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to run it. Our best group are running backs and our tight ends. So we're going to just use them, and they did, and it was effective. They almost came back. They never quit on the game. I really liked what I saw.
Actually,
I think that
you know
they're
what?
better.
Nah. Just move the Niners to below them. No, I'll actually give it that. I will put the Lions at decent because the thing is, they showed some serious will to win after being down what was it 38-10, and they just
38-10
decided
at halftime.
they just decided no. I think Dan Campbell pretty much said, "I will break every one of your kneecaps if you don't try this half."
Everybody gets a broken kneecap, okay?
So yeah, I will actually agree. I think the
we just
Lions.
want guys who can break kneecaps.
I think the Lions finish ahead of the Vikings overall in the NFC North. I think the Lions finally look like they're at least somewhat competent.
I think the Lions are probably
For
gonna be a
you.
decent team. I mean we may change that around a little bit. I think the Bengals may
Yeah.
be better than them, but
Yeah.
we don't have to change it now. But I think the Bengals may be better than them, but I just think that they're going to be a lot better than expectations are for them.
Hey.
That's very fair. All right. Next up is the Eagles. Decent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that they're
I mean-
the second place in the NFC. I think that they're the second best team in the NFC East. They could be first team out. They could be first team out of the playoffs.
Yeah, I genuinely think that the Eagles have
I didn't watch the game, but they caught a lead and held on to it really, really well. Smith looks like he's gonna be good. Justin,
which is great for my fantasy team.
If Jalen Hurts can stay in favor with the Eagles organization and they don't try to pull some crap and replace him, because they really don't
could
seem
be
to
a
like
solid
Jalen
starter.
Hurts.
They never did like him.
He'll be a good starter. I think that they're on the good upswing. And
Yeah.
this is no
Bullshit,
excuse.
Atlanta.
I still really hate Eagles fans.
And I mean, to be fair, they did play the Falcons, which is not exactly the greatest test overall. But the thing that puts them in decent for me is like you said, they beat them 32-6.
Yeah,
That's pretty convincing.
That's an impressive win in the
to
NFL,
put some
especially
confidence in
with an offense of that caliber. Like
Yeah.
the Falcons' offense is a pretty good offense.
On paper,
No.
it's solid.
The Falcons, they're either trash or looks bad. I think they have
They
potential.
look bad. I don't think that they're.
And you know what? I'm gonna make a decision here. We're gonna move the Bengals
you
up.
know what?
I'm gonna give the
Nah,
Bengals the
I'm-
benefit of the doubt there.
Yeah, no, I agree. You're probably right. Not talking over the
But the Falcons are either looks bad or trash. They have the potential. Don't get me wrong. They have potential. But that was an ugly showing for Week 1.
Yeah, that was a rough week 1 showing. I didn't actually watch that game live because it was blacked out on Sunday Ticket, and I didn't feel like switching over.
I didn't feel like looking
I'm
around
lazy.
for it.
I'm lazy.
I just followed it on
And
fantasy. That's the only way I knew about what was going on.
Yeah, so I didn't actually watch what was going on, but it didn't seem like Calvin Ridley was really involved in the game. I think if they
No, I
start
heard he
making
didn't really
him
get
involved,
targeted much at all.
I think if they start targeting him, they'll be a lot better off. I think that they're just.
Yeah,
I
they
think that they can. I think that they win like 6 games. I think that Kyle Pitts is going to be amazing. I don't think that's going to change. My opinion on him doesn't change. I just think that they're going to be okay at best. That
Yeah.
defense is not good at all.
What's next, boys?
I don't know. Looks like I was trying to say something. Or fix something in OBS. We'll see.
No, I muted real quick because Jay went out of the room. I was confused on what he was doing.
Oh, I got you.
Alright, so back to the tier list. Browns playoffs.
Yeah,
I think the
they're really
Browns
good.
are a Super Bowl contender.
You know
I
what?
don't think we've put enough teams in Super Bowl. I think the Browns are a Super Bowl contender.
I know what
think
team I
we
am
just
putting
watched
in
them.
there.
We just watched them play an amazing game against the
I'll do
Chiefs
that.
they
You know what?
could have won just as easily as they could have lost.
Yeah.
I will give them that. You know what? I will agree. I think both teams showed that either of them could win the AFC and actually have a shot at dethroning the Bucs in the Super Bowl, if that's how it all falls. Because that was one of the best pure football games I've watched in a while.
That was a fantastic game.
Yeah, lots of defense, lots of offense.
Like I'm glad I didn't watch the next game on our list, which I had the ability to watch. I will say that much. I mean, with that in mind,
I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it real with you. It looks bad for Green Bay.
I agree.
It does not look good for Green Bay.
I hate to say it.
I understand that we threw them down from Super Bowl contender to looks bad off of one game, and I really hate to do that, but the Green Bay Packers did not look good. The Aaron Rodgers, you cannot do what he just did. You cannot talk your shit all off season about how you were mistreated in the organization and all this, and then come out there and do that.
Yeah,
probably one of the worst
performances
of your career. You can't do that.
I hate to say it, but I mean, if Green Bay doesn't start to turn it around by, I say, week 4,
I think you blow up that roster.
We could genuinely be looking at either a Green Bay rebuild or the end of Aaron Rodgers.
We knew that. I don't think it's the end of Aaron Rodgers. It's just as likely that he's sabotaging the team because he really hates Green Bay. But I don't think that even if he is sabotaging the team, it still doesn't change anything. It still looks bad for them.
Yeah.
If you have your quarterback, and if they play Jordan Love could be okay, but I don't think that Jordan Love's going to be the answer to all your problems. Even if you still have Adams playing, because if they bench Aaron Rodgers, I said it the other day, I think that if they bench Aaron Rodgers, you're going to see Devontae Adams quit.
Yeah,
I know that Adams has something to prove, but I don't think that Adams is going to. I think that Adams is just too tightly wound with Aaron Rodgers. He loves Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers really likes him. It's his favorite red zone target. It doesn't look good for the Packers.
No, it really
it's like watching a soap opera.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those things, like you said. A rebuild is almost inevitable for Green Bay at this rate.
Indeed.
I mean they've pissed off Aaron Rodgers to a point where there's just no turning back.
That's something you do not want to do, my guy.
Yeah, you do not want to be the one to piss off Aaron Rodgers.
That's a little bit of a hot take, but I'm gonna roll with it. I think that the Saints just proved that they're a lot better than the Packers, which means I think the Saints are going to be decent. They could be playoff contenders, but I don't know if I've seen them. I don't want to change that totally from week 1. I don't want to change that.
Let's see how they do till like week 5, and then we can.
I'd like to say the same thing about the Packers, but I just.
And you know what? Honestly, what I kind of want to do.
I
kind of want to move the Falcons down.
Yeah, I would probably move.
I don't think you can confidently say the Falcons are on the same level as Green Bay.
No.
And I mean, you could honestly even make a case to move the Vikings down a little bit, but I think they still have the possibility to contend if they were to turn it around. But I think it's pretty clear that the Jaguars, Texans, Jets, and Falcons are probably competing for a top 5 pick again because they just need more overall. They need more help. It does not look good for those 4 teams. Next up, Broncos. I'll be honest, I think I'm going to throw them in decent. They're not better than the Chargers. They're not better than the Chiefs.
They just lost their starting corner, Ronald Darby.
They have Patrick Surtain.
They have Patrick Surtain, who looks fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think... I'm not saying that they're going to be amazing, but, you know, I feel like the Broncos have a serious shot of looking like they're on the rise this year. I mean, the Jerry Jeudy injury really hurts them.
They need to fix their quarterback situation, but I think that Teddy Bridgewater is kind of what they need in order to be a.
They need Teddy Bridgewater for at least another year.
An 8-9, 9-9 team. I think that Teddy Bridgewater is going to be a good game manager, good enough to let their defense win games because they have a talented running back room. if he can hand the ball off well, which no quarterback can't hand the ball off well, other than maybe Ben DiNucci. I think that he's going to do exactly what they need him to do, no more, no less, and it's going to propel them to being a ridiculously average team.
I think, honestly, this is where you see the Broncos in the draft. I think this is where you see one of our mid-first quarterbacks go, like a Malik Willis or Desmond Ridder, maybe. Sam Howell, if he was to fall, I could see it, but I think somebody is going to take him in the top 10, even with what we've seen. Just because it's the same deal as what we've seen before.
We'll ignore that's a talk for later.
Yeah. Giants. It looks bad again. It looks bad again for the Giants.
Imposters
on paper, they're really
bad.
fucking good. But
No, they're not. No, they're not. Kenny Galladay plays 4 games.
Yeah, that's the problem with signing him is he can't stay on the field long term.
That was a great pickup, but he plays like 4 games a year. Kenny Galladay is a good number 1 receiver, but he's not going to be able to hold that route.
The Giants have a lot.
I would even make the case that they're bad. Like that.
I'd almost say
I think that the football team is 1,000 times better than the Giants. And I don't think that you can rate them in the same quality. I don't think Daniel Jones.
Well, see, Thursday.
Yeah, I guess we will. Yeah.
Actually, yeah, that is the Thursday matchup, isn't it?
Indeed, it is.
The football team should win and beat the spread.
Yeah.
Don't take my advice. Take my advice. This is my own.
Remember, gambling addiction does exist.
Yeah.
If you need to, there's always an addiction hotline. You know, you can call
every time.
Honestly, honest to God,
you log into FanDuel Sportsbook, they'll give you the number. I promise.
Tim, I'm honestly very tempted to start putting the hotline in top right of my streams. For every time you mention it.
No, it's not bad. I'm just pointing it out. I was like, I think the spread is like 3.5. I think that they beat that. I think that the football team beats that. Yeah. I think they win by a touchdown, maybe 10 points. I think that they're in control the whole game. I think that they pick off Daniel Jones early, steal a possession, and go up 2 scores, and then just don't lose that lead.
Yeah, I agree. Alright, so the final matchup for the Sunday slot, even though it wasn't the night game because we started first with that. Patriots, Dolphins, both are decent.
Hot take. Patriots are a playoff team.
I can see it. I can see it.
I think that they hit the 7 seed. I think Pittsburgh may grab the 6, but I think that they grab the 7 seed. I think they're the last team.
I hate to say it, but it's going to be.
Mac Jones came out there and did exactly what he needed to do. He was an incredibly average quarterback. He doesn't have to be great. He's got a good roster around him. Bill Belichick's a fantastic coach. They still have a good defense, even without Stephon Gilmore. I think that they're a playoff team who grabs that number 7 seed and then probably loses to the Chiefs or whoever the number 2 is in the round.
Probably the Browns.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
I can see the Patriots making playoffs, but I don't want to put that prediction out there already, like on our tier list. Because the thing is, they did still lose that match, so
they lost the game, but they didn't. But they lost
neither
the game,
team really took a bad loss. Like it was a good game for both.
A good game for both teams.
I mean, at the end of the day, I do think there's a serious chance for there to be 2 AFC East teams in the playoffs. Because, I mean, I think there's probably going to be only 1 from the AFC South, 2 from the North,
I think that we could see.
the East.
Yeah.
And then
Sorry,
2
I was thinking NFC. Never mind.
Well, yeah, I think
I just as easily think we could see 2 from the NFC South.
I mean, yeah, but For the
I'm
AFC,
sorry. Keep going.
I think it's 2 from the AFC West, North, and East, and then 1 from the South. And it's probably either going to be the Colts or the Titans at like a 6. Or actually, no, they'd get the 4.
They'll get the 4.
One of them gets an automatic bid. Yeah, I mean, I just don't see more than one AFC South team.
I think
the Jaguars and Texans.
The AFC South is probably just as likely to be NFC East of last year.
Yeah, I think the Jaguars.
They could admit a team with a losing record.
I think the Jaguars and Texans are pretty much a lost cause already. It's pretty much, unless somehow or another the Texans and Jaguars pull off like some like interconference upsets, and interdivisional wins. I don't see anyone other than the Colts or the Titans making it, and I don't see the Colts or the Titans making it out of the wild card at this rate.
Yeah.
I don't.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the final matchup of the night, Raiders, Ravens.
Damn,
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be completely honest. Hot take. Ravens look bad.
I'm gonna go the opposite. I'm gonna say that the Ravens are still a playoff team. You can lose a bunch of guys, but I think Tyson Williams still looked good. The defense looked good overall. Hollywood Brown looked like he took a major step. I really liked what I saw out of Hollywood Brown. He didn't drop those easy passes that he would have dropped last year. I think Hollywood Brown looked good. I think Tyson Williams is going to do exactly what they need him to do. He's going to be that guy that steps in for JK and then Gus Edwards. I don't think that he's awful. I don't think that he's going to be great, but he's going to do exactly what they need him to do. Take that load off of having Lamar run the ball every play.
You can see what Lamar can do. Like last night, he almost pulled off
miracles. Lamar
in his game where he can throw the ball downfield with confidence.
Yeah, I really liked watching him throw it deep last night because he was not afraid to throw it deep, and he threw it deep pretty effectively.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it probably is my Steelers bias here, but it's just, I don't know. I feel like the injuries are going to end up costing them just a little too much than they can make up. And I feel like they end up barely missing the playoffs.
Coming from. I can see where you're coming from totally on that, but I think that they're still a playoff caliber team even when they lost all those pieces. I don't think that they lost enough. If they lose Lamar, maybe my opinion changes. If they lose Lamar, my opinion changes.
If they lose Lamar,
but they still have their best offensive and defensive player.
Yeah,
they're doing their best with what they have.
Yeah. They looked pretty good last night, even though they lost to the Raiders. I think that they looked pretty good. I think Lamar looked good. I don't think that there's anything that we should be concerned about. I think their status as a playoff team and probably a wild card team is still just as up there as anybody else.
Yeah.
I mean, that is fair. I don't know. I personally just don't think the Ravens are as good as some may think. I do believe the injuries are going to affect them. It's just how badly are they going to affect them is the big question.
I totally understand where you're coming from. I think that it's slightly. I think that the Ravens, everybody's overreacting to the injuries. You can always find a rookie running back that's going to hit the hole hard. Every rookie running back hits the hole hard every single time, or not rookie, but Tyson Williams is new.
The hole hard.
Yeah. Okay.
He's gonna. Tyson Williams is gonna perform really well. I think that he's gonna step in. He's gonna do exactly what they needed out of him. But I think that everybody panicking about the Ravens and their injuries shouldn't be panicking as much as they are.
Fair. All right, last one. Raiders.
The Raiders.
I honestly.
I think that I could game plan for the Raiders.
Okay.
I think that I could defensively game plan to beat the Raiders. I'm gonna put them in a decent because I did like what I saw last night.
I will agree.
That's an impressive feat. But Derek Carr does not look like he took a step up. I was really surprised in their offensive line, though. I expected it to be a lot worse. Their offensive line was really good last night, not really good, but it looked really good considering all the pieces that they lost last year. They're starting, I think, 4 out of 5 are brand new starters.
Yeah.
Am I correct on that? I think 4 out of 5 of the guys are brand new starters. I think
On the
Leatherwood
O-line,
looks pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Leatherwood looked a lot better than I expected. I mean, I knew he was a good player, but I'm always skeptical of Raiders draft picks because somehow they seem to
you
fuck
should
up.
be.
Like
I didn't see much
every-
I didn't see much Mo Riggs. I don't know how that went. I didn't have my eye on him.
Yeah,
I don't even know
either.
if he played. I should have paid attention more to that.
I have no clue. I mean, I don't know. I feel like anyone in the AFC West could pose a threat to take the second spot. I think the Chiefs are pretty much a guaranteed lock to take the number 1 spot in the AFC West.
I don't know. I think that it's in the AFC West. I was about to say I was talking AFC overall. I truly believe that it is possible that the Browns.
I think the Browns could take it.
The Browns get the number 1 seed.
I think that's very much possible. And I mean, here's a serious question.
Their linebackers don't look great. I didn't watch.
You know what?
Out of the game. I was tuning into every single game. Huh?
I know this is gonna piss off Johnny, but
Rams are a Super Bowl team.
Since we have 2 AFC teams at Super Bowl and only 1 for the NFC, Rams or Cardinals, which one do we want to move up? Because I think we got to give one.
The Cardinals don't have as good of a defense as the Rams do.
That's fair. I know. Oh, Johnny texted me. Let's see. How pissed. Oh, he lost his Wi-Fi.
100%.
Huh, well, that's perfect timing, actually, then.
The Rams are better than the Cardinals. An upset is still possible, but I just think that they're better than the Cardinals.
Yeah, I mean, and I know Johnny's probably in chat right now fuming over the fact that I just said that I will move an NFC West team that's not called the Seahawks to the Super Bowl.
It's not the Seahawks.
But
it's not the Seahawks.
I think that we need to have at least 2 teams there. And if I'm being honest,
have got to be a ticking time bomb. Something's got to give on the roster.
I think at
they've
some
been
point
so good for they've been a playoff team for and it's probably just going to be Russ when Russ is finally. I guess the word is expiring. When it's going to be his time to get close to retire, but something's eventually going to give for that team.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just at the end of the day, like I said, we need to have at least 2 for each. If we're gonna give 2 to the AFC, I feel like it's only fair to give 2 to the NFC. And the Rams, to me, seem like the next best option out of what we have in the playoff tier that I could genuinely consider moving up.
The Rams are the second best team in the NFC. I'm probably
as of right now, yeah.
I'm probably overreacting.
We probably are.
I don't care. I think that the Rams are good. I think they're legit. I think they're going to be a great team. Nothing on that. I don't think that they have many holes. I think
this could be very similar to 2018, if I'm being completely honest. Only problem is they don't have the run game of 2018. They have a serviceable back.
I think that they have a solid running game.
They have serviceable backs.
What's his face looked pretty good. Darrell Henderson looked pretty good last night.
Yeah.
Monday or Sunday night, Darrell Henderson looked pretty good. Even taking a full workload off of and just having Sonny Michel come in as a backup running back. I think that he looked pretty good as the number 1 running back.
Yeah.
Is he Cam Akers? No, but I think that he's going to be. I think he's going to be good enough to do what they need to do and keep them in the Super Bowl contender.
All right. Well, I think it's time. It's only
all
fitting.
Right, let's run some quick predictions.
Well, let's not run predictions just yet. Let me ask Johnny if he wants to hop in on his phone.
Seahawks lose. Prediction. Is he back?
No, I just finished texting him.
Oh, okay.
But I mean,
somebody
let's
joined.
see. Oh, somebody did? That might have been Johnny leaving, maybe, but.
Nah, it's Johnny back. Johnny, what's good?
I don't think Johnny's back.
Okay,
Or if
never
he
mind.
is, his mic's
Alright,
not up. I'll get. Well, he's answering me now, so we'll see. He's reconnecting. Okay.
Alright, that's fine. We'll give him just a minute and then we'll.
All right. Well, in that case, Tim, I guess we can go to a different topic really quick if you want.
Yeah, let's hit.
Let's talk some
I don't
fantasy
really care.
football.
Let's hit anything.
Why not?
Fantasy football? Absolutely. I love
Let's
talking
look at
fantasy
let's
football.
look
It's my
let's look
favorite
at our
thing to
league.
do.
Let's look at our league real quick. So as of right now, let's go through.
Okay, hello.
No, never mind.
Oh, there he is. We're
He's
back.
here
We're good.
now. All right, perfect. We didn't have to go to the segue of fantasy football yet. All right,
Okay,
Johnny.
hopefully I don't get disconnected again. I was having technical difficulties.
That's fine. I am not upset. All right.
Also,
Can you
I
see
want
the
to throw out
stream?
there, happy birthday to Sean Watson.
Maybe he'll get a massage. Oh, too soon?
You cunt.
Oh, Johnny, and I'm gonna say this really quick. I don't know if you saw it on the stream. We moved the Rams up to Super Bowl because we want to give 2 NFC and 2 AFC.
We did.
It's not anything against the Seahawks. We just think
No, it
out
is
of those
no,
options.
it is something against the Seahawks.
Well, it is.
You can't finish in the playoffs, okay? That's it. I'm going to say it. Russ struggles in the second half of the season. Matthew Stafford doesn't. Matthew Stafford's going to win a Super Bowl. He's going to get his
There's also a bit of Tim bias in this. But anyway, let's speed past that.
Yeah.
So Johnny, you can see my screen, right?
Yes.
All right. Let's make some week 2 predictions to end it off, and then I'm gonna hop off stream at least.
Sounds good.
All right. Giants football team. I think it's football team pretty easily.
Football team, without a doubt. I think if they win, I think
it's a very sneaky win for the Giants.
I can see it. I mean, it's possible.
I don't.
I just think that Danny Dimes is going to get absolutely flooded by Chase Young.
I see that towards the end, they make a final push, make some really good plays. Sterling Shepard shows up. I even see potentially like, what's the other guy's name?
Is Galladay playing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I usually just assume that he's not, and I'm kind of surprised.
What's 86? What's 86's name on the Giants? It's not Sterling Shepard. It's Slate. No. Slayton. Darius Slayton.
Yeah, Slayton.
I see him
he
making
could put up some plays.
Yeah, I see him coming up big at the end of the game, potentially pulling it out the bag.
All right, I'm gonna make a quick list here on my phone. I'm going to write down each of our predictions for this game, so we can keep an eye out. So Johnny, you're saying Giants?
We should tally points.
I actually kind of want to. All right,
like
so
that.
You're going Giants. Tim, you said football team?
Football team, no question.
All right, and I also am going football team here. I think it's just, to me, I don't see there being much of a debate there. At least not as of right now.
Niners,
all right.
Eagles.
You want to go down by column, or do you want to go across?
Yeah, we'll go down by column.
All right. 49ers, Eagles. This is a bit of a tricky game, to be honest with you. Because I kind of really like what I saw with the Eagles.
49ers.
You're going 49ers?
I like the Eagles. I'm going to go 49ers. I think the 49ers are just slightly better than the Eagles. I think that Kittle's just going to fuck them up all game. That's usually how Kittle runs. He'll reverse the field 4 times and show why he's 1,000 times better than most tight ends in the league.
Yeah.
I think Brandon Ayuk's not going to get the ball thrown to him again. I'd really like to know what's going on there, but that's just...
They just don't want him to catch anything. They don't like his hands.
I'm going to go with 49ers. I hate to say it, but
so you're going Niners?
Better than Philadelphia.
I'm conflicted because I really do want to throw out the Eagles just because I want to see
I
it.
think that you could pick the Eagles. I think that
you know
could
what?
easily pick
I think this is gonna be one of my upsets of the week. I'm going Eagles.
That's a good call.
I want to see that happen. Broncos Jaguars. I'm going Broncos. I'm sorry. I do not like what I saw out of the Jaguars. It does not look good.
If Trevor Lawrence had trouble going against the Texans against a significantly better defense, I don't want to see what the possibility.
Yeah, I'm scared for him. All right, Rams Colts. This is Rams.
Rams, no doubt.
Do you make a jump here, Johnny, or do you stick with the NFC West?
The Rams win easily.
he's upset about this one, but
yeah, he's slowly converting. Go Rams.
All right.
Fuck you! Don't say that.
All right, Patriots, Jets. Patriots.
It's the Jets. They simply
Bill
cannot.
Belichick is the father of the Jets.
Yeah, it always ends that way. I'm not even gonna say my pick for this one. It's the Bucks.
You can just give us all a point. That's
I'm just gonna go ahead and say the Bucks. If the Falcons upset the Bucks, I will be beyond surprised. I'm not making a bet on it because I know I will do that, and it will go horribly wrong in my favor against me. So we're gonna move on. Titans Seahawks.
Seattle.
I'm gonna say the Titans here.
All right, I'm going with Seattle. I think Seattle takes it.
You're a twat, Timothy.
I just want to be different. I kind of want to be different. I see it just as easily.
We've had a couple games that are just.
But I want to be slightly different. I think that game could go either way.
Chiefs Ravens in prime time.
Where are they playing?
Chiefs? They're playing at Baltimore. From what it appears.
I'm still gonna go with Chiefs. I'm still going to
make sure. Yeah, at Ravens. So you're saying Chiefs. I'm sticking Chiefs. I mean, I do think there's potential for an upset here, but I don't know. I think the Chiefs are just talent-wise.
Sammy Watkins.
It is actually.
60 points.
His 1 week a year.
All right. What's next?
Steelers. I'm going Steelers. I'm sticking.
I'm gonna say the Raiders pull off an upset up here.
I'm not upset. I'm honestly not upset that y'all choose the Raiders. I mean, this just should be a lot better of a matchup than most think.
I think Derek Carr has enough.
They're both.
Derek Carr has enough like fight in him to lead this team.
I don't think that Minka can guard Darren Waller.
I just
think that they have a guy on. I just don't think that they have a guy on the team that can guard Darren Waller.
Yeah,
we really don't.
If they can get pressure, and they can like make Derek Carr feel uncomfortable, they have a shot. And also, if Minka can also help out in the coverage game against Darren Waller.
I think that they don't have a guy that can cover Darren Waller.
Like you just have.
You could make. I mean, I said that I guess the best guy to cover would be Darren Waller, but if you or T.J. Watt. But if you take T.J. Watt out of the coverage,
I will.
If you take T.J. Watt out, out of the pass rush, you're gonna give Derek Carr so much time to throw. He's gonna be able to find an open receiver.
Yeah.
I mean, my main reason not for sticking with the Steelers, other than the fact that I am a Steelers fan, it's honestly just because the O-line for the Raiders concerns me. There's a lot of inexperience there still, and the Steelers front seven.
It's a perfectly valid pick. I'm not calling you. I'm not gonna call you dumb for not picking it.
This should be a lot better of a matchup than most think. It can go either way very quickly, so we will see. I don't think we really have to discuss this one. Browns.
Browns will be Browns.
This is pretty easy there. Saints Panthers. I'm be honest. I'm thinking this could be.
I'm going Saints.
I'm thinking it's either gonna. You know what? I'm gonna be different. I'm throwing the Panthers out there.
I respect it.
The only reason I would say the Saints is because they have Alvin Kamara.
That's my
Their defense is way better than Carolina's is. You know, like I could see Jameis Winston doing the stuff that like needed enough. Like if they need him to throw the ball like 50 times that game, or like sacrifice those passes and run the ball more, I can see them. I can still see them matching well and winning that game very easily, or at least cover that 10-point spread.
I mean, my main reason for going with the Panthers, I mean, I can almost see this being one of the games that Jameis might struggle, because he is coming off such a pretty good game against the Packers, nonetheless.
Pretty good game. He threw 5 touchdowns on 15 attempts.
I mean, okay, excellent game. Excellent game.
Didn't throw two.
But the thing is, it's that. He didn't throw for more than 200 yards, so maybe if he has to pass a lot more, like for more yards.
I could see it. I completely agree with you.
I mean, this could be one of the upsets, to be honest with you. Bills Dolphins. I could see this going either way.
I really want to pick the Dolphins, but I still don't think that Tua has it.
I'm sticking the Bills. Yeah, I'm sticking Bills. I think there's still a bit more to go in Miami before they can take down the Bills.
Buffalo wings.
That's also a fair one. Buffalo wings are good.
All right, let's go.
All right, Bengals Bears. All right, this is a game I could see going either way, but I'm gonna agree with both of you. All right, we're all going Bengals here.
I mean, don't see Andy Dalton doing jack shit.
Yeah, I mean, it is an Andy Dalton revenge game technically.
The only way that they win is if David Montgomery puts the game in his hands, or they start Justin Fields.
Yeah, I mean, it's
and
just
Joe Mixon has one of the off games, you know.
It really comes down to if Justin Fields plays more. Like, if he actually plays at quarterback for more than, like, 3 plays, and they actually decide, oh, wait, this guy we drafted at 11 needs to start, then the Bears could easily pull it off. But right now, with how the depth chart is, it's Bengals for me.
Guys, I don't want to stray away from the podcast, but I just wanted to share I got a trade from Zant.
Okay, this needs to wait a minute.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, let's finish the stream and then I gotta talk. We gotta talk about that after stream. Vikings, Cardinals. I'm going Cardinals. I'm
gonna say the Cardinals.
I want to go with the Vikings. I'm gonna go bold.
You're going Vikings.
It's not biased. Fair. I swear to God, it's just like the fact that you have Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen. I don't think you have enough defensive. I mean, unless Chandler Jones can get that same pass rush that he did in the first game.
He's not gonna get that again. That's once in a
season
type game.
The Vikings O-line is solid, right? You saw how good Dalvin Cook did that first game. Even though they lost, Dalvin Cook, for him to produce with that good of O-line, it shows that these guys are up and coming. It just needs to be Kirk Cousins deciding to learn how to play football again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, you're good. That's not a bad pick, even though I'm pretty high on the Cardinals. Cowboys Chargers, marquee matchup of the week, probably the best game of the week.
This is going to be a really good game.
I'm gonna put the Cowboys winning it because they're gonna touch the ball last.
I have the Cowboys winning it.
I'm just gonna guess.
I have the Cowboys winning it by pretty much 3 scores. I have them winning it 35-16. I just think that it's gonna be like a trap game for the Chargers, where they're gonna think, okay, Dallas has a pretty bad defense. Let's see what we can try to do. And then we see Justin Herbert being as good as he is. I see him making some bad decisions down the stretch. I even see potentially that offense getting stuck, just simply not being able to get the ball anywhere. Austin Eckler has a bad night, and they lose because of that.
You know, I was really thinking to go with the Chargers here, but the only thing that's really holding me back right now from jumping on the Chargers.
Dak Prescott MVP season.
See, the only thing holding me back from jumping on the Chargers, that was an ugly game last week against the football team.
It's a win, but it's an ugly win.
It's an ugly win, and I mean, I don't know if I see enough to compete with what the Cowboys did and go toe-to-toe with the defending Super Bowl champions at full strength. I mean, I'm going to go Cowboys.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I hate to say it, I'm going to go Cowboys.
I'm going Cowboys.
Tim needs to go. All right.
Yeah,
Final
very
game.
badly.
Final game. Lions Packers. I'm going Lions.
I put money on it. I'm going Lions.
Packers.
That's
Bounce
fair.
back game for A-Rod.
Valid pick.
That's
Valid
fair.
pick.
I'm not mad at that. All right. Well, we will see as Tim probably sprints out the door.
Yep. Good luck muting myself. Be back in a second.
All right. All right. Well, I'm gonna
so
make
I
a
got a
note
trade
of these
offer from-
predictions. Hold on. Let's finish the stream. I don't want to. We'll talk about that off stream. I think that'd be best. So our reaction to it doesn't get out to them. In case it's really good. All right. So thank you everyone for tuning into the stream.
Love you all. Thanks for all the love and support.
I mean, honestly, I think we can do this, maybe 2 weeks from now? Maybe check in. We could do it every week, but I don't know if I want to do it every week, to be fair. Yeah, I won't be against it, but we'll have to see. So, with that, thank you everyone for watching, and hope you all have a great night.